Hello everyone, it's Ms. Sagar Regmi, and the topic of my research report is building a responsive web application. With the advancement of technology, we have evolved, and we use e-commerce website to buy and sell goods. Businesses use e-commerce website to market their products. We use websites to gather and share information. We operate remote work using websites. So there are numerous uses of website, and today we can't imagine a company or a business without a website. So as the websites are very important in today's future and today's and coming future, so we need a user friendly interface which is clear, which is responsive, and which is simple. So in past, with the expectation that everyone gets a equal experience of a website, website were used to build using a same fixed height and weight and using table to give the structure. So this was not practical in modern days, as today we use tablets, today we use big computer screens, today we use laptops, today we use phones with different display sizes. So a fixed web content height of weight gonna decrease our user experience. So Ethan Marcotte coined a term responsive web design, which is basically a unified approach which is formed using three existing techniques, which are fluid layout, fluid images, and media queries. So responsive web design is basically a design that is built uh, or that adapts its web content according to the different display sizes. So HTML5 is hypertext markup language, and HTML5 is the latest version of HTML, and HTML is used to build or give a structure to the HTML and its web content. We give the web content to a website using HTML, and we structure the web content using HTML. And HTML5 is the latest update of HTML previous version. So in HTML5 we have short code or content for something, for some sort of content. We don't have a long HTML code. So this help website to load and operate it fast, which can be a great thing for user experience. And CSS is basically cascading style sheet, which is used to give design to the website or the web content, which includes giving margin, padding, giving color, headline, and different designs today we see in websites, in modern websites. So CSS 3 is the latest version of CSS, and in CSS 3 we have different advanced module which we use to form a responsive website. And one of the design is media queries. Today every company use media queries. Most of the companies use media queries to design or to design a website in order to give a website a responsive view for every display, including phone, including tablets, including big screens and laptop. So what basically media query do is media query helps to target specific CSS styles depending on the display capabilities of a device. This is one thing. And fluid layout is basically a layout that resizes as the display size is changed. So fluid media use a technique of person width. Previously, width, height were given in pixel or certain sizes, but with the help of percentage, we can adapt the display or the web content according to the display sizes. Let's imagine a laptop, a full screen laptop. It has certain width, and if we give a certain if we create a web content and give the web content 50% of the width, width of the full screen laptop, and let's say we minimize the laptop in certain frame, and the web content automatically adapts to the 50% of the screen. So fluid layout is very important and very crucial for responsive web design. So API, what are APIs? API are application programming interface which allow two applications to communicate with each other. So API is nothing to do with responsive web design, but is very important to build a website. Let me give you an example. Let's say I'm building a website which tracks the flight data, which tracks the flight as we give the flight number, and it shows us, it fetches back the flight information, the flight place, flight time, and the flight late duration or something, or the place. So what API is do, let's say a company, so a flight company collects the data. They have a separate storage for the data, for all the data that they store, and they give a sort of subscription or a monthly subscription, or we pay some price to get the API key from that company. We buy that API key, so we use in the website. So let's say I buy a API key. So I use the API key using Ajax in JavaScript. I use the API key, and after I use the API key, they give API key. The company fetch us the data, the required data that we need using that API key, and we can use that data in our websites. So APIs are very important to build a website. Similarly, JavaScript is a scripting language which is dynamically used to create a dynamic web content in a web. So you just using HTML and CSS is to give structure and design. All the functionality of a website is covered by JavaScript. Let me give you example. In a website, you see files, you see forms, you see different buttons to navigate somewhere. Or you fill a form in a website, and you press the submit button. So after I press the submit button must collect our data and give it to the backend. So this functionality is given by JavaScript. So we operate all dynamic things or the functionality things using JavaScript. And React is basically a JavaScript library which is widely popular and which is very easy to understand than a vanilla JavaScript. Vanilla JavaScript is just a plain JavaScript. So when building a big project, a plain JavaScript can be hectic and can be boring or can't be edible. Like we can't edit or we can't. It's more difficult in plain JavaScript. But React uses component-based architecture, so we can use a web content or web content in different pages of the website. Let's say I create a form using React in a component based way. So each component have its own state. So I use a component based architecture to create a form. So I can use, with the help of same component, I just call the component again, and I can use the component many times in the similar website or in different website. So this is very important in React functionality and React features. So it is widely used. Most of the online companies use React. So in nutshell, websites are very important, and today we can't imagine a company or a business without the website. And a user-friendly website is very crucial to engage customer and people. So in order to build a user-friendly website, we use a responsive web design, which is more clear and which is more responsive and can be widely used. As in the recent research, it has shown that 50% of the online is engaged using only phones, and other remaining are laptop, big monitor screens, and tablets. So we need different display. We have to have different we have to have a content, web content, which can automatically adjust. So responsive web design is very important. And this CSS, HTML5, CSS and its advanced module and fluid layout architect are used to build a responsive web applications. So here are the references that I have used in order to present you this report. You can check the references. Thank you. That was all it for now. Thank you. Bye bye.